Yo, what is going on, guys? We are here with a video talking about the trade deadline and how it's running through Orlando. Obviously, the first two names you've heard a lot about: Aaron Gordon, the man who's turning 26 in September, and the other guy, Nikola Vucevic. If we want to talk about Vuce, if you want to trade for Vuce, it's gonna be literally at least a few first round picks and a starting level player. So that's the baseline. That's just talking. So you need at least a starting player and maybe two or three first round picks just to get Vooch. And the guys who are talking about getting Vooch are Boston, Charlotte, and San Antonio. And Boston's a little bit weary because they're either going to get Harrison Barnes or Vooch. So, like I said, it's either starting that you need to give a starting player and multiple first round picks, or I guess an all star and less first round picks, I guess. But the other guy is Aaron Gordon. Like I said, he's turning 26. He's making $18 million a year, and a lot of teams want Aaron Gordon. Basically, any team that isn't a top 3 seed in their conference, such as the Rockets, Mavericks, Nuggets, Warriors, New Orleans, are all inquiring about Aaron Gordon, because this is a guy who, let's say if Nikola Jokic or Luka is there, Aaron Gordon's a guy who's not going to be able to create for himself, but if he has a really good facilitator who can create for him and set him up in position, he's a versatile scorer he's not an amazing three-point shooter, but he can hit the three-point shot if he's open. He can finish inside. He's a versatile defender who can play small ball 5. He can guard some of the slower threes. He can guard any 4, and he's just a great player. And he's a high energy guy who is really the perfect piece for any contending team that wants to go from middle of the pack playoff team to being a contending team. Really, he's that sort of player, and I've always been a fan of Aaron Gordon. Now, it's been so many years. It feels like 3 or 4 years now that we've heard Aaron Gordon, since he signed his long-term deal. Actually, before he's even signed his long-term deal, I feel like we've heard rumblings that he's always been on the market. They're trying to get him, and they've never bid on it because I feel like they've always wanted to get the most value for him, and I feel like right now will be the time they could get the most value. Obviously, Vooch is the one you're going to get the most first-round picks, because Orlando looks like they want to go into a full rebound around Fultz and whoever else and make Cole Anthony and whoever else, Jonathan Isaac, and whoever else they want to keep on the roster. But besides that, I've talked about him a lot, and I know a lot of people on the Magic don't like guard play because it's been our Achilles heel, but Evan Fournier has been very consistent. On his best day, he's a plus defender, like a minimal plus defender, but he can guard like the 4th or 5th best offensive player on the floor. And he's a really good shooter. He's always been close to 40%, 36, 37, 38% three-point shooter, and he's got a really cheap contract. And you could say the same thing about Terrence Ross. And those guys, if a team's desperate, might give you one future first-round pick, but you definitely could get a guy who matches the salary and a few second-round picks for Terrence Ross. Like the Lakers, if the Lakers sent one of their future a few second-round picks and Wesley Matthews, and if that's enough to make the money work, I think they would take Terrence Ross in a heartbeat. And a bunch of other contending teams such as Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Dallas, Denver, Philadelphia. That was weird. Philadelphia, Dallas, Denver, and Clippers are all teams that are looking for perimeter help, and that's a team that I really think they could, maybe a late first round pick for Evan Fournier, but I really think they could get a few second round picks for both of those guys and a young guy to match the salary or something that would work out for that they potentially could get. I think both Evan Fournier and Terrence Ross would benefit moving on from here and get as many picks and draft capital as you can for this, or any young guys that potentially you could just play a bunch of minutes and find some diamonds in the rough. And we know LaMarcus Aldridge is probably going to get bought out, and we could see him going to Boston. So Aaron Gordon might not go to Boston, as well as them trying to trade for Harrison Barnes. So if Aaron Gordon doesn't go there, like I said, the Rockets, Mavericks, Nuggets, Warriors, New Orleans are all teams that are probably could look to get him. And I'm probably forgetting a bunch of other people, but I bet you, I think honestly, if I'm looking at a deal right now, Vooch to New Orleans for basically similar to what Drew Holiday brought back to New Orleans, which was let me repeat this. A deal for Vooch would be sort of like the Drew Holiday deal, which was Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, 2 first-round picks, and 2 pick swaps. So we could see a deal like that, but I think Aaron Gordon we could see a deal made. Will Barton, Gary Harris, and a few picks. Maybe you throw in Zeke Nanja or RJ Hampton or one of the young guys you're willing to give up on. Maybe even Bull if you're willing to do that. And you do that. We could also see Mo Bamba getting moved because I think they're done with Mo Bamba. There's so many people that they could be trading the Orlando Magic. Like, look at this. You got, I believe, anybody, first off, I think anybody that I have already mentioned, Vooch, Gordon, Fournier, Ross, all probably going to get moved. Guys after that, Mo Bamba, I think they're done with. He's got one more year. This is the best time to move him. Or if they don't move him now, it's in the offseason. Just move on from that. Then we'll move guys like Michael Carter Williams or Gary Clark or Dwayne Bacon due to the fact that those guys are on really cheap deals, and I don't know if they want those guys as culture setters. But at the same time, they could just move them and throw them in packages. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it, what I got for today, guys. Let me hear down below what you guys think of the Orlando Magic.